and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Today in the kitchen I will be sharing a recipe for brown stew beef. To get started, here I have my beef already well seasoned and I'll show you guys how I did it in just a minute. I also have here some potatoes, carrots, some tomatoes, bell peppers, onions. I have my herbs, which are thyme, green onions, basil, and culantro. I also will be using some ginger and some garlic. I have a can of butter bean here that I'll be adding. And for my seasonings, I have complete seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, mushroom seasoning, chicken bouillon, and black pepper. I'll be using some brown braising sauce and some tomato sauce. Let's jump right in. So let's rewind back to how I seasoned the beef. First, I washed it up in some lemon juice and I used some of my favorite brown braising sauce. This can be found at any Asian store or market and it has a really nice flavor and it browns your food really well. I also have some green seasoning here. I'll be using garlic and onion powder, seasoned salt, meat seasoning, complete seasoning, chicken bouillon, and black pepper. What I did was combine all of the seasoning and then I added it to the meat along with the green seasoning. I also added some of that brown sauce, mixed really well and set aside to marinate for about 2 hours. Now you can use whatever brown sauce you have on hand or use your favorite. It doesn't have to be the one I'm using. You could also caramelize some sugar if you know how to do that technique. Just do what works for you. This is just a guide showing you how I cook my brown stew beef. So today I'll be using my Instant Pot, taking the shorter route. I won't be cooking the entire dish in the Instant Pot, but I'll just be using it to pressure the beef. And then I will transfer it into my regular pot that I cook with. But what I like to do is take the pot from inside of the Instant Pot itself and I like to put it on my stove top, just so I can brown my beef and cook it the way I want to cook it before I start pressuring it. So we will place it here on the stove top and allow this beef to start releasing all of its juices. And then I'll show you guys what's next. Once the meat releases all of its juices, you want those juices to evaporate. You want to allow it to dry out. What that does is it locks all of the flavors into the meat. So when you add your liquid, it doesn't wash away your seasoning. That's the reason for doing that. If you look closely, you can also see the meat is darker in color and stuff. That's all those flavors are locked in there. That's why it looks darker and more richer in color. Now we will add some hot water here, just a little bit, because with the Instant Pot, you don't need a lot of water. We'll add a little bit, then we will cover this and transfer it to, the actual Instant Pot, and we'll allow it to pressure for about 30 minutes. Then I'll show you guys what's next. In my preheated pot, I did add a little oil and now I'll add the onions and the rest of my aromatics. I'll also add my herbs here. Give it a good mix and allow this to go for about 3 to 4 minutes. We just want everything to soften up nicely and release those flavors. After about 4 minutes, we will now add our tomato sauce and allow that to go for about a minute or so. At this point, we will now add our cooked beef, give it a good mix, and then we'll add that brown braising sauce to add a bit more color and brightness to the dish. We'll let it go for about 2 minutes before adding our liquid. Next, we'll add a little bit of water, and we'll also add the broth from when we pressured the beef. Don't throw that away. Save it and we'll add it in here. We'll give it a good mix, and then we'll add our seasonings to add flavor and taste to the dish. We'll cover this and allow it to simmer for about 10 minutes because we want everything to marry and become well incorporated before adding the rest of the ingredients. After about 10 minutes, we'll now add some brown sugar because I tasted this and it felt like something was missing, and that's a tad bit of sweetness. So we'll add the brown sugar in, give it a little stir, then we'll add the carrots, potatoes, thyme, and a few habanero peppers. We'll cover this and allow it to simmer until the potatoes are nice and tender. And then I'll show you guys the last step. The last 5 minutes is when you want to add your butter bean. Now I didn't use the whole can of butter bean. I used probably half or a little bit more than half because I was adding potatoes and carrots and all that stuff. This is a super hearty beef stew. So I just used half the can. You want to add it in now and allow this to simmer for the last 5 minutes. And here you have it, guys, the most delicious brown stew beef. I promise you will not regret trying this recipe. Now we will just add a splash of parsley, and that's it. We will turn the heat off and get ready to serve. Well, let me tell you, this is one hearty brown stew beef. Like, it was so filling, so delicious and amazing. Like, it's one of the best brown stew beef recipes I have ever had. Trust me, I did serve it up with a fresh garden salad and some plain white rice. It was amazing. My entire family enjoyed it, and I really do hope you guys give this recipe a try. If you enjoy my video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for me. I will be leaving all my ingredients and measurements down in the description box, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good day and enjoy.